everyone, welcome to the Crypto Kaboodle channel. In this video, I'll be talking about the X Space hosted by Zebec Network earlier today. Zebec CEO Simon Babakani has been traveling the globe attending conferences in Frankfurt, in London, events in Zurich, Switzerland, and multiple meetings in San Francisco. He shared fresh insights on roadmap milestones, new partnerships, AI integrations, and real-time payment solutions. Stick around as I share my key takeaways from today's Zebec Network update. One of the things that Simon mentioned was the media coverage that Zebec has been receiving lately. He did an X post the other day revealing that he was spending time with the Financial Times. They spent the day with him, interviewing him, and finding out about all things Zebec. Last month, I believe the Independent did an article as well. This really does go to show that Zebec is getting real recognition within the financial industry and also within the financial publications. This is awesome news. One of the things that stood out in this interview is how serious they are about expanding their services. We all know that streaming payroll is how they got started, but the Zebec tech stack has grown, right? They're going from streaming payroll, they're talking RWAs, they're talking DeFi, meaning yield-bearing products, right? So Zebec is truly becoming much more than what we might have thought they would be in the beginning. You know, if you were around when Ripple first started, when XRP first started, then you were able to see how they grew, how they built the company, how their business model expanded, how they set up rails where they could connect and others could connect to them. Well, this is exactly what Zebec has been doing, and Simon has now been communicating and speaking from that perspective.
When you say beyond payroll, what's that starting to mean in practice?
Well, the tech stack that we built over the years at Zebec can do so much more than payroll processing. Of course, payroll is where we first achieved product market fit. And the industry has been stuck in a prior century for too long, which of course we've spoken about at length before. But real-time finance extends to all corners of the economy, wherever value is transacted. Remittance is one of the most logical product extensions to payroll. And you're seeing now the traditional remittance players enter the market through stablecoin issuance on the Solana blockchain, as was announced yesterday, which really indicates that Zebec has built a lot of the right rails very early on that the bigger players today can now adopt and connect to, which is super exciting for us.
He mentioned that we should be looking beyond retail payments and looking into capital markets. He also mentioned how the DTCC, which is the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, they're the guys that clear and settle all of the security transactions in the U.S. He says how they're innovating settlements of tokenized securities, which of course will allow us to be able to connect to them. And he said by connecting Zebec's streaming architectures, users will be able to convert their tokenized payroll funds into yield-bearing security products and receive dividends and payouts.
Now, looking beyond retail payments towards capital markets, there's the DTCC, who of course we met at CBOS, and they're innovating settlement of tokenized securities through a platform they have called Composer X. And they're expecting to see $16 trillion in tokenized securities by the end of the decade. This is even larger than the current value of the payroll market, which of course is 11 trillion in the US. Now, real-time payments, we think, will be core to expanding this market. And by connecting Zebec's streaming architecture, users will be able to convert their tokenized payroll funds in real time into securities products and also receive dividends and payouts in real time as well, all settled on-chain.
Can you imagine getting paid, receiving some of your pay on your Zebec card, and now you're holding, let's say you're holding those funds until you choose to spend them. You're holding them in a stable coin such as, let's say, USDY, Ondo's stable coin. He mentions also how Ondo and Zebec are working together to implement and integrate the Ondo technology into the Super app. This will allow Zebec users, card holders who are holding, for example, the Ondo stablecoin, to be able to earn yield and dividends just from holding that stablecoin. You could also trade that coin for some of Ondo's products, right? So now we're talking RWAs, real world assets, decentralized finance, allowing you to earn, dividends, yield. Things are getting real interesting.
We had a great meeting this week actually with Ondo. We've been partnering now with Ondo for over a year, and we're working on expanding the integration of Ondo's USDY stablecoin across Zebec cards in the Super app. So we're planning to allow users to earn yield on the idle balances within our apps through a simple conversion to USDY. And this is also going to open up the door to direct access to tokenized stocks through Ondo. So stay tuned for an expansion of that partnership. And in our view, this is a great way to drive usage and adoption of Zebec tools, because if you're going to keep balances on your cards and within your app, you might as well be earning the best rates and yields that the industry has to offer through Ondo. So that is also coming.
After leaving Cybo, Simon said he flew to San Francisco. There he met with an agentic AI firm called Sentient AI. Zebec has partnered with Sentient AI, and together they are actually producing a new product. It's called the Zebec Payroll HR Solution, is what they called it for now. The name might change. But this is interesting because Zebec will be offering another product that will allow employers to use this AI agent to take the place of some of their HR staff. Basically, this agent will be able to perform the day-to-day tasks that your normal HR manager might have to deal with.
We're working closely with a company called Sentient AI on developing this layer, which will sit across our payroll and HCM products. And that, in our expectation, is going to reduce a lot of the work that a typical HR manager or operations person would typically do in their day-to-day. So by automating processes such as entering payroll amounts or updating payout methods, or even basic compliance and tax checks, corporates can save meaningful amounts of operating expenses by adopting a Zebec payroll and HR solution by having this AI integration. So we're really excited about how this can further drive the adoption of stablecoin payroll, but this is still a few quarters away from being fully launched.
Cisco, Simon also met with Stellar. He says that Zebec will be extending the partnership with Stellar beyond just the Zebec cards. He says that we will be announcing details launching native streaming on the Stellar blockchain. So that means streaming pay will be native to the Stellar blockchain. I'm really excited to find out more about this and what opportunities will come when this is integrated.
While we were in San Francisco, we also met with the Stellar team. Of course, following up on our meetings at CBOS, we will be announcing in the coming weeks further details on our partnership, which now extend beyond what we were doing on card products for Stellar, but launching native streaming on the Stellar blockchain. So I can't give too much away right now, but do stay tuned for more announcements between Zebec and Stellar in the coming weeks.
At one point in the interview, Simon was asked about exchange-traded products. And when asked, Simon stated that, he said, quote, "I'm under wraps right now, but let's just say there's a lot of institutional interest." He also said that ETPs are a part of the Zebec roadmap. So it's amazing all of the different things that Zebec is getting involved in. They're just not settling for streaming payroll. They've decided to compete with the big boys. They've decided to do streaming payroll. They've decided to get into DeFi. They've decided to get into payments and remittances. If any of you out there ever regretted finding out about XRP too late, well, this is one of those opportunities to get in on the ground floor on a project that's doing not only what XRP is doing, but even more. This is not financial advice, but I'm just saying I've been in this industry since 2013, and it's not often that you can find opportunities like this, on the ground floor level, on sub-penny levels, right? Zebec is here to stay. So if you just hold your tokens and wait a couple of years, you'll be very happy in the end.
I saw the chatter online about potential exchange-listed products tied to ZBCN. So you can't say anything yet, I assume.
I'm under wraps right now, but
okay.
Let's just say there's a lot of institutional interest in Zebec right now, as we all know, and certain investors are not set up for digital asset custody. And we've been
Sure.
asked about, what kind of equity link structures we can put in place for the token. So it's definitely something on our roadmap.
Okay, now everyone is excited and wants to know about the super app. We do know that the super app is due to be launched by the end of the year. I mentioned it earlier when I brought up Ondo, and as a recap, Zebec will be integrating Ondo into the super app, and users will be able to earn yield on Ondo products and stable coins when held on the Zebec card. So, I mean, you'll be your own bank. You hold your own stable coin, your own funds, and you're earning yield, and the yield is higher than what you would be earning at the bank. Amazing. Now, one of the statements that he made about the super app was that they plan on having the super app be a de facto financial management tool for retail that eliminates the need for bank accounts. You will be your own bank. Good work. Amazing.
Then on to the super app, which is our most monumental product launch of the past few years here at Zebec. Our development team has been working around the clock on this, and we're really going the extra mile to make sure that this application is so much more than what I described in the past as the Revolut for Web3, as we need it to become a de facto financial management tool for retail that effectively eliminates the need for a bank account. So to drive the mass adoption that we want, it's crucial for us to have a seamless on and an off ramp within this app. So we're exploring right now integrations with Mesh's platform and even Zelle's stablecoin plans in the US to make a seamless way to top up the app. So user experience is really the main phase right now that we're working on, and we're still working towards our year-end date of shipping version 1 of the product.
Simon mentioned flying to an event in Zurich, Switzerland. Sygnum Bank held an event there. Sygnum is the world's first fully regulated digital asset bank specializing in crypto services. He announced that they will be becoming custodians of the ZBCN token.
I'm not sure how familiar our community is to Sygnum, but Sygnum is really unique as they were the first bank to build a bridge between a Web3 experience to traditional regulated Swiss banking. They're based in they're based in Zurich, in Switzerland. They've been around now for many years, and they're one of the leading crypto custodians in Europe. And they have active RFPs right now with 21 US banks. I mean, I'm not sure I'm supposed to be saying this, but their plans are to white label their crypto custody product to traditional banks in the US. And since the Genius Act has passed, there's been this influx of demand, similar to what we're seeing on the payroll side. So we're really excited to be onboarding the ZBCN token as part of the custody program with Sygnum, alongside the custody partners that we already work with in the US, including Anchorage Digital, Caleb and Brown, and other big names.
And we cannot forget to mention Uphold. Through Zebec's partnership with Uphold, users in the US will be able to earn 6% crypto back whenever they set up direct deposit with Uphold. So whatever you set up as direct deposit with Uphold and you're in the US, they currently have a promotion where you will get 6% back in crypto. That crypto will be ZBCN, it will be XRP, and it will be World Mobile, partners of Zebec. It's a great way for folks to start building their crypto investments every payday.
Our community knows very well that the Zebec Uphold partnership runs extremely deep. We just launched a direct deposit program with Uphold alongside our partners at XRP and World Mobile. And in our view, this is an incredible way to incentivize on-ramping of fiat payroll funds into digital assets. It's only available in the US at the moment, but users will receive a 6% bonus on funds deposited into Uphold. This is really our way of saying to the world, well, if your employer is not offering crypto payroll through Zebec, this is the next best thing, right? Connect your direct deposit to Uphold, get bonus tokens to start building an asset treasury of digital assets like Zebec. So that is really exciting. That is going to run through the end of the year. I think we're going to be planning to do spaces with Uphold in a couple of weeks to really get into the details of this partnership, of how it works, so our users can start using it themselves, and then celebrate, the beginning of the NBA season, right? Which of course we're partnering with Uphold on, and we're going to be having our first game in early November. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this or found this information useful, please do give me a like and a subscribe. Until next time.
Bitcoin was first breaking the mold. Now it's called digital gold. Decentralized finance, the future is here. Blockchain buzz.